Right now, you're witnessing an extremely rare sight of two people who went out of their way to buy Jimmy Neutron, Boy Genius. Is that really worth it? Our collection looks weird now. Maybe so, but every game deserves a home, and this had to have been done. By adding Jimmy Neutron to the family, we now own every game that we rented when we were kids. True. Well, the video game rental set is now complete. Man, the golden days of video rental stores, huh? Those days are long gone now, but the memories sure aren't. Today's story is about remembering the times of walking into your local video game rental stores. We've gone on quite a few trips to these forgotten lands to rent out video games to pass the time. So why don't we all gather around and remember the good old days of our fallen comrades, and share our memories of all the different video games we used to rent over the years, from the N64 days to the Wii and even the Nintendo DS. On January 5th, 2021, Family Video announced its closing of all its remaining stores, marking the end of an era for major video rental stores in the United States. But what led to the downfall of video rental stores? Throughout the mid-2010s, major video rental stores filed for bankruptcy due to the rise of online video streaming services. Netflix was a convenient way to stream movies from the comfort of your own home without having to make that extra effort to travel to the unknown, otherwise known as outside. Netflix originally began as a mail-based movie rental service in the late 90s, where customers would purchase and receive their DVDs in the mail with zero late fees. But over time, they made the transition to the internet with the launch of their own video on-demand streaming service in the year 2007. Redbox, a video vending company, also joined in on the massacre of rental stores. People could rent DVDs and video games fairly cheap through red kiosks that were found outside of convenience stores or fast food restaurants. Even major retailers began to sell DVDs at low prices. Everyone was joining in on the fun. Pair all that with poor business decisions, most noticeably Blockbuster, and you have yourself a decrease in demand for video rentals, ultimately leading to the liquidation of most major video rental stores like Movie Gallery and Hollywood Video. Only one Blockbuster remains to this day. Sure, online streaming services like Netflix and Hulu are much more convenient than going out of your way to rent physical media, but come on. Those special visits to your local rental stores were something else. Stores like Blockbuster was a place for you and the family to visit on a Friday or Saturday night to pick out a movie on VHS or DVD for a night of family fun. Add some popcorn and perhaps a box of candy if mom and dad were feeling extra generous. And now, movie night is set to be extra sweet. But what better way to top off the trip by renting a video game or two alongside? That's right. Video rentals weren't only a place for movie buffs, but also a place for gaming nerds. The two of us, along with our older brother and sister, always ran to the Nintendo 64 section to look at the games at our family video. One of the earliest memories of games we remember renting was none other than Paper Mario. Ah yes, one of my favorite games of all time. I was always so fascinated by this unique, colorful masterpiece because the characters were made out of paper. Not exactly sure how I can explain why this is so charming to me, but I love everything about it. Even though the two of us barely even played the game when we rented it, we only remember a couple of instances with this game. Watching our older brother play a file that was towards the end of the game and thinking that the star power was so cool. Matt remembers picking up the controller and doing little circles around the mysterious ark in the town. And Mike remembers walking to James the Train. And that's about it. Renting video games on a Friday after school was a common practice for a lot of households. It's like Christmas for a week, and then the elves slide through your chimney, spit on your Nintendo GameCube, and take the games back to the North Pole. Ah, what a magical time of year. One time, our older brother and our dad went to a golf outing that was out of state for the weekend. So our mom surprised us when she picked us up from school with a couple of rented games for us to play. Of course, we played Mario Golf first. It made sense. Did we know how to play golf? No. But that didn't matter. Absolutely not. Just hit the ball hard. Besides, this game is filled with those beloved Nintendo characters playing a sport. That was amazing to us. And so was that Friday night as we took over the living room with a giant bag of fresh crunchy Doritos and repeatedly played on Congo Canopy with Donkey Kong and Diddy and sucked major ass. But it was awesome. Mario Kart Double Dash was a rented fan favorite. Just look at this intro and tell us that it doesn't make a 10-year-old kid from the early 2000s feel like they're in Nintendo Wonderland. Ah, so many countless memories racing on those iconic courses like Peach Beach and Mushroom Bridge. the charming GameCube graphics, the uniqueness and geniusness of two characters tag teaming with their own special items, fluent controls, fantastic battle modes. This is a superb racing game. But if you want to play a real man's racing game and not this pitiful garbage, then go no further, because you, my friend, have come to the right place. Burnout. And boy, we don't know how we managed to play this game. Our local Blockbuster had to have been run by witches and tricked our mom into renting this game, because what the Drive dangerously. This is no sit-down simulator. Burnout is a wild arcade racer with spectacular crashes that will leave you sweating, short of breath, and begging for more. Drive like a madman through everyday traffic, swerve into oncoming lanes, cut people off, and take loads of risks. Hyperventilating is part of the fun. Jesus Christ. Yeah, if you start to hyperventilate, Mom, don't worry, it's part of the fun. That's the goal of the game, as well as forcing your friends into oncoming traffic. Holy hell, it's rated E too? We know it's just a video game, that there are far worse games out there, but at least those have proper ratings. Like, damn, this game just promotes reckless driving. Can we really start complaining and being some Mr. No Funs? No, because this game is fucking rad. Driving through the city like a drugged up crazy lunatic, dodging oncoming traffic like it's your desperate ex, reach those checkpoints before the timer ticks down. Oh yeah, feel that anxiety and tension rapidly building up inside of you? Bam! Look at that. Hands down the best looking crashes in a video game, according to IGN. Honestly, we would give them a 2.5 out of 5. God damn, boy! Now that's reckless driving. Woo! Now we talking, boy! You having fun yet? Yeah, I'm having fun. Are you really having fun? Hell yeah, I am. Are you? What don't you get? If you're not hyperventilating, you're not having fun! Let it be known that our older sister drove the speed limit in Need for Speed 2 to practice for her upcoming driver's tests. Anyway, Mario Golf, Mario Kart, and Burnout had a little rotation. In other words, all three are what we like to call re-rents, meaning we'd rent them multiple times. Since we're gushing over the racing genre, let's talk about Diddy Kong Racing next. Yeah, that's right, the actual real man's racing game. The one with one of the most interesting cast of characters, including a couple of iconic rare stars. But most importantly, the game stars Diddy Kong. But most importantly, the key element that this game has, an adventure mode. The two of us were so fascinated with this concept of driving around the island. There's a number of different worlds to explore and race, trophy races, boss battles, battle modes, and 3 different vehicles to drive in. The main antagonist's daunting head rests in the middle of the island. It no doubtedly piqued our curiosity as we attempted many times to clip through it to see what secrets were held inside. Our older brother mainly played the adventure mode while we sat back and enjoyed watching. We both played track modes the most. This was a classic game that we played growing up and only experienced it through renting it multiple times. Just like this game, Yoshi's Story, one of the earliest games we rented way back in the day. This game is great for all ages. Yes, even you, Grandma. It's bright and colorful. The difficulty is set on breathing air. You set off in a pop-up book adventure with a group of adorable Yoshis. The perfect game for us kids to play. Well, so it may seem. Yeah, this game may be ridiculously easy. It wasn't for us children. Ah, no wonder we repeated kindergarten. If you were held back in school, chances are you couldn't figure out how to pass the elephant with the stop sign. There's this hint box here, but come on. Do you really think that we knew what words were as a kid? It says, Pack E won't let you buy unless you give something special a try. The hell? Okay, so mash every button of the controller until you accidentally double tap the analog stick down. This took us forever to figure out, let alone how to complete a level. The goal for each level is to eat as much fruit until you fill the perimeter of the screen. We did not understand this concept in the slightest. The two of us leisurely wandered through each level at our own pace, absorbing all the details and interacting with every obstacle. What a nice, cheerful game that makes you happy inside. All Yoshis must die. Dying always made us feel depressed, and we felt so bad for the crying Yoshis that got taken away to the dark, creepy castle. So, enough of this game. We barely got far in it, and hey, since we're on that topic, Gex 64, am I right? Gex has to take the cake for the game that we rented the most, but it's kinda sad that we were never able to beat this game with the many opportunities that we had. Nonetheless, we still really enjoyed this game. It reminded us if you blend Super Mario 64 and Donkey Kong 64 together. 2 games we played throughout our childhood. You hop into TVs similar to jumping into paintings in Mario. Instead of collecting stars, you collect remotes while platforming your way through the level. And collecting collectibles, like in DK64, but not as extreme. We remember running around the first channel, Toon TV, performing kung fu moves like Jackie Chan in Kung Fu Theater, and being terrified of the spooky world. Not as mortified as this boss. What in the no thanks. We would play this game with our older brother and seemed to get more progress each time we rented it. And one time, we were on a roll, determined to beat this game before returning it. Only problem is, we were up against the clock. A week passes by and damn, today's the day we have to return it. Our brother is flying through the game. Remote after remote, our mom opens the basement door and yells out to us, "Guys, we have to return the games today." Oh man, it's panic time. We arrive at a level we've never played before, the Rocket Channel. Wow, this is pretty cool. We're in space, wearing this badass spacesuit. Dang, we're set off for a grand adventure in space, aren't we? And we're dead. Play again, 30 seconds later, we're dead. Repeat, die again. Initiate, full panic mode. Why do we keep dying? We were freaking out, cheering our big bro on as we attempted to speed through the level in pure confusion. Turns out, this little meter here represents your oxygen level. If it depletes, then yeah. There are a few ways to replenish it, but we had no idea, and unfortunately, we ran out of time. See you later, Gex64. And that was the last we ever heard from him. But hey, give us credit. At least we made some decent progress, because just wait till you hear about the mighty struggles we went through with The Legend of Zelda, The Wind Waker. Ocarina of Time helped form a piece of our childhood. This game made us love the Zelda series. So you know we were thrilled when we got our hands on The Wind Waker. It was beautiful. Sure, there's people out there that cringe when they saw Link transform into a Cartoon Network show. As for us, whoa, cool, The Legend of Zelda. You start the game off on Outlet Island, where we spent hours exploring. Talking a lot of hours here, running around and cutting every blade of grass. We entered a house and leave, and are you kidding? The grass grew back? Well, time to chop it all down again. The pigs. Ah, these little guys are the best. And then there's this little booger bastard. We had a rule where he was not allowed to touch us because then he would spread his little booger germs on us. We had a friend stay the night one time when we went to this game, and the three of us spent that entire night goofing off on the island. Then your sister gets snatched away and the story begins. Yeah, hold on sis, we're a little busy. This part was so cool to us. It pumps you up for a big grand adventure. You join a gang of pirates to set off on a quest across the Great Blue Sea to rescue your little sister. On your birthday. Our sister is being held captive here in this hideout. Yeah, it's alright sis, I gotta go. Good luck in there. Not gonna lie, Forsaken Fortress spooked us a little bit. It's heavily guarded by enemies and searchlights. You lose your sword after being launched onto the fortress. Just great. No weapons. No problem. Infiltrate the hideout by snooping around under a barrel to stay hidden. If you're not stealthy, all hell breaks loose and you're thrown into jail. This part of the game was so stressful. It made our entire bodies turn to stone, yet we still shook in fear. Sweat dripped off our foreheads like butter dripping off the side of a juicy steak. You could cut the air with a steak knife. It was so tense. Move? No, not yet. Now? No. The simple task of moving the analog stick was too difficult for us, because one slip up meant back behind the bars. Oh come on, the substitution was perfect. Having to break out of jail was a neat concept. It would have been super lame if after you get caught, the game over screen would appear. Jail time was a better option. It made the situation more nerve-wracking and real. Boy, we struggled here numerous times. Days would go by and we still couldn't sneak our way through. And before we knew it, it was time to return the game. Screw you guys. Another attempt, unsuccessful. We would rent the game again, sail right back to Forsaken Fortress, and try again. Attempt after attempt, unsuccessful. Took a break to watch the movie Rebound, gave it another go, nope. The following morning, same results. Took another break, went to the park to play basketball with our dad, came home, another attempt, sound the alarms. You would think they would put us in maximum security at this point. Talking confinement here. Turns out that was a mistake on the Moblin's part because the day finally arrived where we made it out of this Forsaken Fortress. We're free, boys! New areas to explore, new islands to discover. The smell of the open air and salty breeze smelled of freedom. And then we got stuck at the very first dungeon. Matt and I spent hours, days trying to figure this part out. Used the hook shot and now what? How do we jump over there? We remember playing in the front room after school trying to beat this dreadful dungeon. The sun was set and we were still dangling like a bunch of fools. And that was the furthest we ever got in this beautiful game as kids. Oh, and if you want to know how to get to that ledge, you just do this. So yeah, chances are, if you never figured this out when you were a kid, there's a high probability that you dropped out of college. But this isn't as pathetic as getting stuck in the crib in Toy Story 2. True story. Toy Story 2 wasn't the only game based on an animated movie with the number 2 in it that we rented. Shrek 2, baby. Also a true story. Okay, now, we know what everyone's thinking. What the hell's wrong with you guys? A lot. But Shrek 2? Not a bad game. We played this game a lot on the PS2 at a friend's house. They're brothers, we're brothers. If you're any good at math, that equals 4 people, which equals 4 controllers, which equals 4 times the multiplayer fun. Yeah, we love this game in the movie, which is why we rented this beautiful creature a couple of times in our Blockbuster career. We remember spending way too much time in the level far, far away and holding the urge to throw controllers through the TV every time we heard Shrek say,
"I'm a green, mean fighting machine. I'm a green, mean fighting machine. I'm a green, mean fighting machine."
At least Shrek's long-lost brother's voice was funny. Warrior World for the GameCube. Yeah, another game we rented a few times. We enjoyed the hell out of this game, except for the trapdoor areas. For whatever reason, we sucked ass getting these diamonds. Oh, come on. I made that. What? No. I remember spending an entire Sunday morning attempting to beat one of these levels. For one brief moment, I saw all the coins silhouetted against the lights of the level, and then I was dead. Oh, fudge. Only I didn't say fudge. I said the word, the big one, the queen mother of dirty words, the F dash 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 word. You know, fuck. Funny story. We were on our way to Blockbuster on a cold Saturday night with our dad and older brother to return some movies in Warrior World. The two of us kept asking our dad, what does this word mean? What does so-and-so mean? Just to be funny, we threw in a couple of swear words, but Matt took it a little too far by asking, what does mean? Our dad sat there for a moment. He slowly looked up and said, you know the meaning of that word when you're older. So yeah, Warrior World is a great game. And we're pretty sure we re-rented it that night. Movie video game. How about a video game developed by a movie director? Boomblocks, developed by Steven Spielberg and EA. What a strange crossover. A puzzle game. For the Wii. Of all games, we rented this. Why? Hey, this game is pretty fun. This physics-based puzzle game is jam-packed with all kinds of modes and over 400 levels. There's a party mode with cooperative and competitive levels with up to 4 players. Create mode, where you can design your own levels or modify existing ones. Here's one we made called Ultimate Demise. It's a beginner-friendly level where you don't have to do anything. This one, you just shoot a bunch of Grim Reapers. Then there's Adventure mode. Yeah, Boomblocks has a story. Telling you, it has everything. We have some fun memories playing this in the middle of summer, goofing off and laughing at the ridiculous stunts that we'd pull. Since we're on the topic of multiplayer games for the Wii, let's talk about the rented multiplayer combo pack. It was March of 2008, and we just got the Wii for Easter. We played Brawl and Wii Sports during our spring break, but we wanted to test out some new games for our new console. So we took a trip to Blockbuster with our mom and brother. Our mom suggested we pick out games for all 3 of us to play. We decided on Mario and Sonic at the Olympic Games and Raving Rabbids 2. Spring break just got a whole lot better. Raving Rabbids is a wacky party game that features a collection of minigames. Our favorites were Dial R for Rabbid and American Football, but we mostly played the hell out of the shooter minigames that you can unlock. We'd pass the Wiimote around trying to get big high scores and laugh our asses off at these stupid Rabbids. But no high score was better than what our older brother achieved in Mario and Sonic at the Olympic Games. Now, if you thought Boomblocks had an odd crossover, this game doesn't even come close to arguably the most unexpected crossovers with Nintendo's Mario and their rivals Sega's Sonic. But we should be talking about the record our big bro got in the 110-meter hurdles event. Knuckles in lane 4. He's dialed in. Gets a slow start off the blocks. Barrels his way through the first few hurdles. He doesn't care. The fighting freak Knuckles is flying down lane 4. This is incredible. Oh my god. He's gonna get the world record. No one's even near him. A world record. This is unbelievable. Knuckles, you son of a bitch. Bro, you have the world record. You're gonna be famous. He busted out his 2008 flip phone, took a picture to remember this occasion forever. Wow, this is huge. And now when we return the game, the next people who rent this will see that we got a world record in hurdles and think we're so cool. Except the Wii doesn't save files to the discs. So, no one knew. We thought getting a world record meant having the best possible score in the entire world against real players. It's just an in-game record. Our brother didn't get famous, but he did rent our very last game in 2012. We sort of made a tradition where in the first week of July, the 3 of us would pitch a tent in our backyard and camp out for a few days. He thought it would be fun to surprise us with a game to play throughout the night. He ran to Family Video, the final remaining rental store in our town, and came home with Mario Party DS. Hell yeah. You only need 1 cartridge to play some Mario Party with your friends or siblings. We hopped over onto the trusty DS download and man, that night was wild. We shared a case of Mountain Dew Voltage, ate Pop Rocks. Matt and our older brother swear they saw a UFO after the entire sky flashed purple in the middle of the night. And that was the last of the video games we rented over the years. But wait, we didn't talk about Jimmy Neutron. No, it doesn't take a genius to know that this game sucks a whole lot of ass juice. No, we're not talking about it. The only thing we remember in Jimmy Neutron was some 2D spaceship shooter level or something. But who cares? It's not like renting games is a forgotten service. There's online services like GameFly that exist. Even subscription services like Xbox Game Pass and PlayStation Now are sort of similar to renting games. You can borrow games from a friend, but they'll most likely forget to give it back and they'll collect dust. And hey, your local video game store may even provide video game rentals. Hell, even your local library might allow you to rent some games. But none of these means of renting games compares to the satisfaction of walking into a store like Blockbuster or Family Video. But all good things must come to an end. Rentals weren't supposed to last forever. Eventually you had to return the games back. And sometimes it's important to let go of things, even if they're truly dear to you. Goodbye, friends. We'll always remember you.
Got a blast!
Why did we do that? Yeah, that was stupid. Now we gotta rebuy all of our games.